Welcome to A Word of Influence, episode 23. Tonight, as it is night, I'm with a really dear friend that I graduated high school with. Or did you graduate with me? I can't remember.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I was like, did you? Or no?
2010, right?
2010?
Yeah.
Whitney Cox. Today, we're going to be talking about a little bit about her book, a little about what this podcast is about, just to give her insight, and, just talk about life for a little bit. So, how you been?
Been pretty good. Can't complain. Just working, doing school.
Yeah, staying out of trouble.
Trying to. It's a little hard to do.
I mean,
so tempted to do everything. No, not really. So busy.
I mean, so I guess we can start with that. Like, how hard is it for you, as you are a mom, to balance everything out?
I literally schedule my day to the minute.
Do you?
Yeah, I work. I go to school. I take 15 credit hours in school, and I come home and raise a 2-year-old by myself. And there is no free time unless he's asleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's a little difficult, but once you get on that schedule, then everything's a little easier. I live by the schedule.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like some people need to live by a schedule because like me, it's like any second, any time. Just go ahead and go like, oh, well, I'll do this or like this or like just make another plan. But like,
oh yeah, it's very stressful too when something happens and like ruins your schedule. This is not okay. I'm way too OCD for this.
Yeah, you're like, dang,
what's going on? Like, why did you have to get sick? Now I gotta clean everything. I gotta do all this, and this is throwing me off schedule.
I don't know. Like, I guess whenever I have a kid, I can understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're like, yo.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot different. Because it's like you have somebody that you have to take care of. They depend on you. Whereas, it's not just yourself anymore. So it's a lot different. And plus, you always want what's best for them. So you try and schedule everything the best that you can, manage your time the best you can, spend as much time with them.
Mm-hmm. So, what's one of the biggest challenges you're facing right now?
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because I would say probably just being in school and raising a baby is probably the hardest. I mean, it's not hard to raise a kid. It's common sense. Make sure they're fed, make sure they're clothed, keep them clean, make sure that they're, getting a good education, everything like that. But when you gotta throw in working and then school also, it's like trying to finish all of your homework. So, I can't do my homework until he goes to bed. Mm-hmm. There's no way. He's right up in my face, playing on the computer. I can't write a paper that way. So I would honestly say that that's probably the hardest obstacle is trying to just get everything done and on time with him.
Now, I guess that's a good question because, like, we see some women that don't actually even go to school after high school and they end up having kids. Do you feel like you're trying to beat that stereotype of, like, being a good mom? Like, because you want what's best for your kid, right? So
right. I don't think that it's necessarily, like, me trying to beat everybody. Or beat that stereotype. It's more just I want what's best for my son.
Exactly.
So it's like I was a bartender, and I don't want to be a bartender the rest of my life. I don't want to work those hours. Coming home 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I'm tired, and then I'm tired all day. So that I can't hang out with my child very much because I'm working crazy hours. That's I don't want that. I didn't want that. So I decided to go back to school. Start doing that and work into a field where I'll be making money to where I can financially support me and him by ourselves.
And I have to worry about it.
Right. And if something like a sickness happens, I don't have to freak out because it comes off of my schedule. Or, for example, you have a blowout. I don't have to worry about it. I would be able to financially be able to take care of that. Right now, I can't do that.
Like a blowout. What do you mean?
Like a tire.
Okay. I wasn't sure that's what you meant. Yeah. I was like, huh? Yeah, but like, so pretty much you wanted to change the scenery, which is good. Like, always good to change scenery. Always want to move up.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that girl that's mooching off of the government or, living off of child support, which I don't get,
Yeah.
I don't get the child support. I don't get the help from his father. It's just me.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like I don't necessarily look at it as a competition, but more just to make sure that my kid doesn't struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's what pushes me the most is to make sure that he's taken care of.
Yes. Like, even me personally, like, I graduated college, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I graduate this December.
I can't wait to see you walk.
I know, I'm so excited. It's like all this hard work. And then I'm actually going further. I've accepted an offer with KWC. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that mentality.
Yeah.
Whitney. But, like, I was saying, like, I understand where you're coming from, like, struggles, because, like, I graduated college and then went straight into working.
Right.
But it was at a fast food joint, not what I wanted to go to school for, know? So it's like no car, no way, depending on others. And it's like, there's got to be something better than this. I know there has to be. And, like, also I put myself in the mentality of, like, okay, I'm catching a bus. I always say I want to live in New York or Chicago. So, like, okay, they do this on the regular. This is nothing.
Right.
Like, I start getting a more positive mindset and, like, it just start clicking. Like, okay, I know what I want to do. Like, this is fun. And, like, here we are podcasting right now.
I know. It's so cool. You have your own podcast. Like, to me, that's awesome. I've actually, a lot of my friends tell me all the time they wish that I would start a YouTube channel.
Why not?
I don't know. It sounds super awkward.
Be awkward, though.
I know, and that's what sells. That's what sells me is my awkwardness.
Yeah.
But, no, they're always saying, like, they want me to do stand-up comedy. And
you want to do comedy?
I don't want to. They want me to, so I'm, like, a little scared. I'm like, I know I'm funny, but at the same time, I'm not that funny.
I mean, why stand-up comedy?
I don't know. And I feel like if I did stand-up comedy, that everybody would know my whole personal life. I mean, it's like my life is technically, literally a joke.
I mean, like, I think that's everybody.
I know, but it's like I don't want everybody thinking like I'm this idiot, because I don't know, like I make really fun. Like people follow me on Snapchat all the time, and they're like, please do a YouTube channel.
You could do it easily.
Yeah, I don't have time for it right now. Maybe one day.
Okay, one day. Why one day? You can do it. We can get you started right now.
Because I'm way too busy as it is now.
Yeah.
Like, God, I'm lucky to get a shower.
I understand that feeling too.
It's so like, nasty. I know I do take care of myself, but it's definitely, there's some days where I'm like, is it worth it?
Like, is a shower
I'm so tired.
Like, I said that too. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I've done a lot of stuff. Why do I gotta hop in the shower? I just want to go to sleep.
And then I like, I can't take a shower in the morning because I'm not a morning person at all. I'm the worst morning person. I can't. I mean, my son's the same way too. I actually have to wake him up in the morning. If it was up to him, he would sleep till 10 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, I say, nope, I gotta go to work. Come on.
Why? Like, you so, yeah, I gotta get up early for work too.
I would rather have 15 extra minutes in the sleep, like, in the morning. So it's not like I can't shower in the morning. I can't do it.
Yeah, so you more of a nighttime shower.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
The showery hour.
Yeah.
It really makes a difference, though, because you can get like extra 15 minutes, like you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Especially like me, because I'm still with my mom. She's like, so if you get up at 7, like, and you both got to work at 8, it's like, oh, God, like, women take a little longer in the bathroom. Absolutely. So it's like, okay.
Actually, I get ready really fast, luckily. I'm not one of those girls but I also don't take a lot of time to, like, put myself together. I'm like, all right, we're going to wear a hat today. I mean, some days I wake up and I'm like, do I really want to wear pants? So I'll put a dress on. And I always get compliments. They're like, you look so cute today. It's like, thanks, just didn't want to wear pants. You know?
Really? I just didn't feel like
I didn't want to wear pants today, so a dress it was.
Well, that's good, though. But women can play it off, though.
Yeah.
I can go like,
yeah, we don't want Perry going without a
pants. No. I gotta have the shorts on. Gotta have something on. Now, said you're writing a book.
Yep. Well, I'm attempting to.
Attempting to. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna go by really slow. Just I am as busy as I am, so mainly it's like when I'm on break from school, is kind of when I have more time to focus on it. But I mean, it's gonna take me a while to write it, just because there's so much that I want to say, and it's like I just don't have all this time to actually just sit and write it. So right now, I've got like this little journal going on.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just like my ideas of what I want in the book and what I want to do, and then I read those, and it kind of is like, all right, I know what this chapter is gonna be. So basically, the book though is a diary.
Oh snap!
Pretty much.
Let's dive into it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, do you keep a journal at your bedside?
Mm-mm.
You don't do that?
No, this isn't like so. What I mean by a diary is it's not necessarily like a day-to-day diary. It's kind of like diary entries is what it'll be. So each diary entry is a different story. I guess that's what you could say. So.
Okay. So, what's the premise of it?
So you know how? Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like lay it out. So it's a book about my life.
Okay.
But it's also a book about other people's lives too. So not necessarily just my life. I'm bringing in a couple other people to get their insight, some of their stories. So basically some of their diary entries as well. So it's not just all me.
So is it more like a project with other people? Or?
Kinda. It's just like a couple of my friends that I know that have been through some stuff. Like this one girl, she was in drugs really bad. Like she wasn't on them. She was in that lifestyle. She was forced to sell herself. She was forced to do a lot of things. So she's going to kind of tell her story about that. Now, she's happily married. She's an awesome mom. But she was kind of stuck.
Stuck?
Yeah, she was stuck. She didn't have any way out. And then she got out, met her husband, and, things are really going great for her. But, so that's going to be something that I'm going to pull in as well. She'll be mentioned. Mainly it's going to be things from my life. So each diary entry is going to be a story. So, like, for example, one of my stories is going to be something along the lines. I'm not gonna tell you what the story is. I don't want to give it away. But
don't give away your story.
But basically, it's gonna be about like a relationship that I had that went south, and just things that I've gone through in my life growing up, the way I was treated growing up, the things that happened to me growing up. So basically, in one of the stories, it's gonna explain everything that I had gone through and how I overcame that, how I got through it instead of taking my life. And at the end of each diary entry, the little logo of it is going to be Know Your Worth, that's the title of the book, is Know Your Worth.
Know Your Worth.
So it's to really get the word out to, mainly women, just because I'm a woman. Most women go through these problems that I have faced, not as bad as what I have faced, but men don't normally go through those type of issues that women go through. But they're, I definitely don't want men not to read it. I want them to read it, get a good view on what women go through and how, a lot, maybe even if their girlfriend had gone through something like that's going through a hard time, they can read it, they can see how I went through it, how I overcame it, and how I moved past it, and how I grew from it.
Mm-hmm. So, what made you just decide that you wanted to write it, though?
I was laying in bed one night, and I was just miserable, absolutely miserable. I was in a horrible relationship. I was not happy. I don't know. At the time, I wasn't even pregnant. I was just going through a lot of things, and I was like, this is not normal. No one should feel this way. No one should sit in bed wondering if anybody's going to miss them. So it was like, that really pushed me. It's like, this is my calling. God has obviously let me know that I need to say something. I need to stand up. Mm-hmm. You know, and so at the beginning of the book, you know, most people have a dedication page to their book, you know, to my loved ones, my family who helped me, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. I didn't have that. I didn't have that help. I can't just go to my family and be like, hey, I'm hurting emotionally, physically. I'm being hurt. I'm being abused. This is going on. I can't do that. They're not sympathetic people. I love them to death. They're great people. But that's something that you just don't tell your family. You know, you don't just open up and be like, hey, man, like, you know, this isn't what happened, but hey, man, like, I'm getting raped right now. I got raped last night. You can't just go tell a family member that, you know, that's hard to say, you know. But there is, you know, rape, sex, drugs, alcohol, molestation, you know, all of these kind of topics are in the book. You know, so I know that's why I said a lot of women go through those things. More women are raped versus men. More women are sexually molested normally at a younger age. It's easier to sexually molest a little girl than it is to a little boy. In my thought, you know, that might not be a true statistic.
Well, the thing is, though, it's like if a guy claims that he's raped and it's like a bullshit, you should go ahead and have sex with the girl.
So basically, my page is going to have the suicide hotline on it instead of, you know, so my dedication page is going to have the suicide hotline. Which I'm not a suicidal person. I don't have suicidal thoughts. Have I before? Absolutely. I feel like everybody kind of growing up, going through rough times more so had suicidal thoughts, which I hated that. You know, I felt really insecure about that. And that's a whole reason why I wanted to write a book about it too, you know. If I can help somebody prevent taking their life or make them feel like their life is more normal than what they think. Because I felt so isolated a lot. Because I felt like I was the only one going through these problems. And then I met a couple of my friends who had also gone through the same thing. And it made me feel more normal. It made me feel like I was more accepted and that it was okay that it happened. It's not okay that it happened to me, but it's okay that I'm upset about it. And it's okay that I have problems with it. You know, it's okay to hurt. Mm-hmm. But it's not okay to take your own life. And I feel like...
Never.
Yeah. You know, I'm like, I love Logic. He's an awesome rapper. You know, I'm like his song, that the 1-800 song, is the actual suicide hotline song.
Is it?
Yes. And from him writing that song, the suicide hotline has been used 50% more than normal. It's saved 50% more. You know, so I don't think that my, you know, little book's gonna get that far out there. I would hope that, you know, that would be awesome if it did. You know, just basically my whole goal with it is to make someone feel normal. They don't need to feel isolated.
And like you said, the idea of suicide, like, I personally don't like it at all. Like we see, like, a lot of people, like,
I've lost a lot of people to suicide. You know, one of my best friends who I considered him a brother, he took his own life. I've known him since I was 5. Literally, he took me to my first school dance. So he took me to homecoming. And I just remember the last thing that he said to me was somebody was picking on me really bad. And he defended me. He's like, that's my sister. You know, don't fuck with her.
Yeah.
I will hurt you. That's my sister. I love her. Stop. You know, and that's the last memory I have of him. I wasn't allowed to go to his funeral. My work wouldn't let me. I just lost my grandfather 2 weeks prior. So I thought that I was making it up.
No.
Yeah. So I didn't get to go, you know, say goodbye to him. But what's strange is that I had this dream of him one night. And actually I got to say goodbye to him in the dream. So that was really cool.
I've had dreams like that.
Yeah. It's like I actually felt his touch. Like I woke up like scared.
Yeah. Like I remember my grandma died and like I felt that and I told my granddad, he said I've had dreams like that before.
Yeah.
It's like really weird and weary.
A lot of that, though, I think that around that time is when I was really going through it.
Really?
Yeah. So that whole, him taking his own life really, really messed me up. Because that was somebody really close to me that took his life. So it's like I actually felt that pain.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I remember like one time I was like a couple years back, a girl said no to me, like in a relationship, young and dumb or something. And like I've never told this story except for one person, but it's like I don't know, I was going through it for like a couple days for some odd reason. And all of a sudden I looked over at the counter and I saw like a butcher knife or something.
And it's just you just think of it.
And I was just like, what the fuck am I thinking right now?
Exactly.
Like,
yes, that's how I was when I was in my bed. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I having these thoughts? What's going on?
Yeah.
This isn't normal. Like I'm normally a real upbeat, positive person, but look at Robin Williams, man. He was a comedian. He was so upbeat and happy, but man, on the inside, he was dying.
Exactly.
He was so depressed, and that's,
And I said, like, you know what? Fuck this bullshit. I got really good friends. I'm a good person. I know what I'm doing in my life, and like after that, I had the best summer of my life.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
it's just crazy how it can just switch like that too. It's like
it's scary, man. It's like you have no control of your thoughts.
No.
It's like I've been there, and like that scared me. I immediately like went and sought professional help from that.
Really, that's good though, because
I needed to, because I was that scared me. Like where I was at, it scared me.
And like you said, we're only like I wasn't even 21 yet. I was thinking, like what?
Yeah.
Like if you look at statistically speaking, like black males aren't supposed to make it past the age of 25, and like now I'm 26. It's like
right. Yeah.
Let's look at this.
What is going on?
Like because last year, like you said, God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like if you're religious or not, like I personally not as so much anymore, but like. I had like a really bad wreck. Semi-truck hit me, and like I was unharmed.
Right.
And I was just like, God has something in store for me. If I can leave this without a single head wound or anything, it's like, what is really going on right now?
Yeah, I've had some like strange encounters with God. I'm a very religious person, but I'm not one of those religious people that's like, you take this Bible and you eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a fork. Start eating this Bible. Like, learn it, live it, love it, preach it, spread it. That's not me, Yeah. I go, I listen, I take it in, and I take in how my life could be better. I did not feel that my life was great until I had got into my life. I felt like it was a lot smoother, it was a little bit better. And it wasn't something that I was, so pushy. I never push people. I have a lot of friends that are atheists. I have a lot of friends that, are Catholic. And then, I'm a Methodist. We just don't talk religion. It's kind of like you just don't talk politics. You don't talk politics with people. You don't talk religion.
We're doing this on a Sunday night, and we're just talking.
Yeah. So it's like I don't ever push it. I always let my friends know that my church is welcoming. They are more than welcome to come if they would like. That's all I ever say to them. Just because I know a lot of my friends were, they do look for churches and stuff like that. I love my church family. My church family is thebomb.com. I was single, pregnant, jobless. When I found out I was pregnant, I didn't even have a job. I lost my job because it closed down, and it was rough. And then not only that, my son's father walked out on me when I was 4 months pregnant, so I'm alone, pregnant. I'm fully tattooed, pierced. Like I'm like the number one person for judgment. Not in my church. They've never once judged me. Instead, they acted like I wasn't even pregnant. They didn't even look at me like I was pregnant. Instead, they started knitting blankets. They started buying diapers, and they started becoming a family to me, helping me out.
Fellowship is amazing.
It's awesome, and it's like they came, to my son's birthday, both years. My son just turned 2 on September 18th. So
I really think you should have kicked my ass for that. You're supposed to be on the podcast. You're like, it's Paxton. The person like, oh shit, no.
Oh no, it's cool. No, I was like, I would love to, but like, his birthday party was Sunday. But his birthday was Monday. So I was like, and I had family in. So it was like, I had so many people. I was like, but I felt so bad. I was such a jackass for kept pushing off the podcast. I'm like, I swear, I will get it in my schedule. I promise.
It wasn't even that. It was me like, oh wait, her son's birthday is more important. She should kick my ass for even asking.
Well, a lot of people didn't know that it was his birthday either because it's not like I'm like posting about it very much.
How do you feel about that?
About what?
Like people that post a lot about their kids, like constantly.
Well, it could go two ways, you know?
Yeah, like so.
So one of them could be they just really, really love their kids. Like, that's cool. Like, I really, really love my kid, but I don't want everybody on social media seeing them either, you know?
Exactly.
Because my child is a ham. He's a lady killer. He's going to be a heartbreaker. I don't already need him breaking hearts now. But, but you know, the other way that it could go is they might post pictures because they might not see them very much. They want to come off as a good mom. You know, I know a couple people, actually. I'm not going to mention any names.
Don't have to.
But they know who they are.
Okay.
But they just don't have any. They take care of their kids, kinda. Mom and dad take care of them more than anything. And I'm just like, how can you do that? I can't even go on a damn date because I can't get a babysitter. Like, I have to, like, if I want to go on a date, I have to have a date in my own home after 8 p.m. when my son goes to bed. That's sketchy.
It's a little
you know,
shady.
so it's like, so I don't date. Because it's like, I don't know. Now, unless I knew who they are, you know, like, if I've known them for a few years, like, yeah, come over. That's fine. But after my son goes to sleep, I don't need him getting confused.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, when, like, even like this, you're like, after 8. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand completely why.
Well, I mean, and it's not that I don't want you around him. It's that he would be all up in the business. You know, he would be like, you know, banging on the computer, like, what is these? They make clicking noises.
Yeah. Like, I enjoy that.
He would literally look at this microphone and he'd be going, basketball. Like, basketball is his favorite word. That was his first word. He has this little bitty microphone, and all day long he walks around the house going, basketball. And I'm just like, oh my God. Stephen Perry, this is for you. I will hurt you. I so hate you for buying that microphone.
I hate that microphone. That might be the title.
I hate that damn microphone.
It might be the title of this podcast. You never know. Now, what has been some of the biggest influence for you here recently, like in general?
My kid. My kid is always my biggest influence. I'm so scared that I'm just gonna be like a bad mom. You know, I love my mom. She wasn't the best mom, you know. She's good to my son now, but she was not the best mom. And I'm so scared that that's going to be me. And so I really base her off of my parenting skills, I guess.
Really?
You know, so I do what she didn't do.
I've always been scared of that too, because like I've talked to my mom about that. Mm-hmm. Who's like really my grandmother. I said like, hey, one thing I don't want to do is like end up getting a girl pregnant. And then me not be in the kid's life because that's what happened to me because I don't know my dad. So it's like we're always trying to not be the ghost of our parents.
Exactly.
Do you feel that way too?
Yes, absolutely. You know, and it's like, and there's some things that I do, you know. Like I said, my mom is great with my son. She was not great with me. She said some pretty hurtful things to me, which I'm a very forgiving person. I still talk to her all the time. I mean, I talked to her earlier tonight. But it's like, damn, Mom, you know, you really fucked me up in the head, basically. So it's like, I don't want my son to ever feel that way. So that really influences me a lot. And then, you know, another thing that influences me is just, man, I had to delete Facebook. I couldn't do it anymore.
Did you just delete it?
I just deleted it. I delete it normally when I'm in school, just to kind of stay focused on school. But this time I deleted it because I just cannot watch another bad video. I'm tired of seeing animals beaten. I'm tired of seeing kids losing their families. Like, I want to foster kids so bad. There's this little kid at my son's daycare, and he breaks my heart every single day. Every single day he wants to come home with me, and I can't take him home. And, you know, it's like, I feel like he's not, like, the best. He doesn't have the best home life. It's obvious. You know, he comes in there dirty. Which, you know, kids get dirty. I get that. But, you know, I was talking to somebody about it, and I heard about how the boyfriend, if it was up to the boyfriend would let the kid go with me. So it's like, that influences me right there, to not be that mom that lets a man control her life. I'm very independent. I can take care of myself. I don't need anybody.
Exactly.
You know? And I'm a damn good mom. I give it. I am a damn good mom. I make sure that my son has whatever he needs and more. And I'm a damn good mom because I have to be mom and dad.
Exactly.
You know? So
that's harder.
It is a lot harder. It's a lot harder. I think the hardest part, I just went through a breakup recently. And he was the first guy really that I had around my son, like, where it actually felt like a family. I was really close to his family. I still see his mom and his sister all the time. I still talk to them all the time. They actually came to his birthday party. So I still keep in touch with his family, just not him. He came home one day and was like, I just don't love you anymore. I don't have any feelings for you. I don't care about you. He told me that my son was too much baggage, and I was like, whoa, back up. You know, you knew coming in that my son was my world.
Yeah, it should always be that.
So I had no hesitation to pack his shit. Don't let the door hit you.
She said, I didn't have no hesitation. And she packed it to the left.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it hurt. It hurt really bad because my son called him dad. I didn't push that on my son. I did not make him call him dad. I let him, like, my son called him that all on his own. And I still, you know, never pushed it. I never was like, oh, look who's here, daddy's here. I never said that. I was like, oh, look who's here, blah, blah, blah's here. You know, I said his name. I didn't say dad. So him calling him dad was all on his own. Because to me, if my son's father ever did decide to come around, that is biologically his father.
I get that.
You know, I feel like it's disrespectful to him.
Because,
to have another, you know. Now, I do get that he's, you know, he let go of it. He gave up that, you know, that right of being dad. But let's call him something else. Let's call the boyfriend something else besides dad. Or, you know, or something, you know, until he gets older.
I get that personally because my sister's dad is my dad.
Right.
And I don't know my real dad. So, like, for all these years, I've been calling him dad. So, but it's like...
But see, you don't, like you said, you don't know your real dad.
Yeah.
Like, I still, like, his dad will message me every so often. He lives here.
Oh, he lives in Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's like, we actually, the day after Paxton's birthday, my dad... So my son's birthday is on the 18th, my dad's is on the 19th, and my brother's is on the 20th. So it's like the 72-hour birthday bash, you know. So they were going out to eat for my dad's birthday. I didn't go because I had a lot of homework. I wanted to go, but I just had so much homework that night that my dad just took my son with him. Ran into him.
Wow.
Yep. And he messaged me, and he's like, Paxton ran right past me. Like, what do you expect? You expect him to come and run up and say, oh, Dad, hey, how you been?
Yeah.
He does not know who you are. You've seen him twice his whole life, and I had to beg you. First time you ever met him, he was 10 and a half months old.
What?
Yep. Never even showed up when he was born. And I called him. When he was born. I let him know, hey, you know, your son's been born. We're in this room. He was born at this time. You know, he was this long, weighed this much. Blah, he's like, all right, I'm on my way. And I waited and waited and waited for 10 and a half months. And he never showed up. And that is, you know, another influence stepped up.
Dang.
I learned how to be mom and dad real quick.
You had to. Like, there was no, like, second guessing it whatsoever.
Nope.
And, like, you changed who you are in a good way.
Yeah, it's so funny that how like I don't know, he'll probably hear this podcast and message me and be like, keep my name out of your mouth. Like, talking shit. Like, sorry, truth hurts, man.
I mean, truth hurts.
You
like,
know?
this is on the internet.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Like, only thing you can do is what? Message me, and then like, I might decide if I want to put it up or not. And then, okay.
Yeah, he'll be alright. Because that means it's really going to suck when that book comes out. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we got to call a spade and go, like, look, this is what happened. But, like I said, I know about a little bit of writing. It can take some time.
Oh,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, I would say, like, I got a deadline to write this play, and, like, they go, like, no, like, something else happens in your life, and you got to go, like, dang, you got to push it back. No, what you're saying is that you're going to change people.
Mm-hmm.
I did the same thing, and, like, someone had to message me, like, so, is this me? No? I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure the character's going to think you're only.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm going to change names, you know, so I don't want anyone to think that I'm calling them out in this book.
No.
It's not calling them out at all, but it's what they did to me that made me feel so low and so worthless. You know, it's not that I'm, like, calling them out, like, hey, you're a horrible person. It's, you were in my life, and you influenced my life negatively, which is all right. You know, that's just who you are as a person. You're not a good person, obviously. But here nor there, it's how I overcame that. That's really the whole true story of it. It's not calling anybody out.
Like,
I what it is, you know, and that's why, you know, I'm going to change the names, because that's no one's business of who did what.
Who actually did
and
it.
I'm not even going to make their names similar. You know, wow. I might have a Charles in my book, like, you know, like an actual Charles in real life. Like, the person's name might be Charles, and then I might have it in the book as, like, Carrie, you know, or, you know, or Michael, or, you know, something like way off that doesn't, like, you know, instead of Charles, you know, changing it to Charlie, like, that's a little too close, you know. I can't do that, because then people are going to be like, oh man, maybe that is about me.
What's the, like, Bradley Rose, that's the name of the play that I wrote. Like, no, The World Ends With You. That's the name of the play that I wrote a year ago. And, like, the name of the character, I asked the person, can I use your name? And she said, yeah, go ahead. Shout out to Sierra Manetta. Hope you're doing okay down in Texas as you guys are suffering through Harvey. Yeah. But anyways, we're like, okay, I want to use your name. She said, okay, that's fine. I said, ask her, like, tell me a little bit more about yourself, character-wise, so I can get an idea.
Right.
I made up some name, like, not even the name, like a guy that the person had a relationship with. And, like, it's based off a video game, and then his name is Zidane, so that's the name of the character.
Right.
Okay, afterwards, when I finished the play, I was like, okay, this is good. Everything's good. I felt like I said what I needed to, because I put my emotions into it.
Right.
Like, into everything. Because that's what writing is. You put your own emotions into it. So I was like, okay, hope you guys like it. One person said, hey, I thought you were writing about me a little bit. Even though I didn't tell anybody the story about me. I'm like, dang, that's kind of deep.
Yeah.
But then someone's like, why does this sound like word for word what I said? I'm like, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
yeah, you know, it's like, I just don't want anyone to think that I'm being an asshole by writing this book, you know. But I'm sure that the things that I've gone through, other people have gone through too. So just because, like, the person, you know, the character in the book is based off of somebody, I'm not being an asshole and calling them out. I'm not doing that. This is to help other people that have been in a similar situation. You know, so I guarantee I'm gonna have people messaging me thinking, "Oh, why are you calling me out? Why are you being an asshole?" Like, you know what? The shoe fits. Put it on.
Yes, and
put it on.
And before we even started this podcast, you're like, man, I'm kind of nervous. Well, if you can write a book, you can come on the podcast and just talk.
I know. I feel like I would have been a lot more nervous if there was a video camera, and I'd be like,
I don't know why. Like, people,
I wish you guys could see my facial expressions right now. They're super awkward.
Yeah,
You're not like.
Yeah. See, you guys
You're
look.
gonna poop.
It's not
okay.
It's not okay. Why?
I wasn't ready.
Kevin Hart a little bit.
I love Kevin Hart.
Everyone loves. Have you seen Def Comedy Jam? Please tell me you've seen it.
So.
Oh my God! Why has nobody seen this? I'm pretty sure you've seen it.
I don't know. I did see Kevin Hart live though. God, that's the best day of my life.
You didn't see Kevin Hart live?
I did, and I literally, like, I'm not even kidding. I peed my pants. Well, I found out 2 days later I was pregnant, so I did not know. It's like I had this little thing sitting on my bladder, so it's laughing so hard at this. It's like shit.
But where'd you see him at?
In Evansville.
Oh, okay. When he came and did that tour.
Yeah. Oh God, it was so funny.
So isn't that the What Now one? That's what I heard.
I'm not sure because I really didn't hear much about it afterwards until one of my friends sent me like a video. I guess he was doing the skit somewhere, like it was already like video streaming somewhere. He's like, "Dude, we saw this." Like,
yeah,
I know, it's so funny.
But I think that is the actual thing.
Yeah, I still to this day like make references to that night where I'm like, I'll look at my friend and I'll be like, "Really? Water? Really?" like really, bitch. Really?
That would be like I haven't seen a stand up in a while.
Oh, I would love to see more stand up. I feel like things will get a lot easier when my son gets older. You know.
Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you see yourself still in Kentucky or?
It's hard to say. Do I want to stay in Kentucky? No. I really, honestly, after I graduate, would love to move to Cincinnati. I used to live there.
Oh, really?
And I love it. I love everybody there. My family there is just open arms, man. It's amazing. Like, I go and I visit and I never want to leave. And it's so hard leaving every single time. And it's like, I hate myself. I beat myself up so much for leaving Cincinnati. And it's like, I want to go back. But right now, you know, everything's kind of in a good place where it's at right now. You know, I've got everything scheduled out so well. I've got everything, you know, here. I do have family. They, you know, my family here helps me, but they only help me if it's work related. So it's not like I really get help to go do something. I mean, don't get me wrong. Last night I went out to ride 4-wheelers. Had a blast. You know, really needed it. But I probably haven't really gone out with my friends without having my son with me in months. And, you know, every so often my roommate, you know, will keep an ear open for Paxton once he's already asleep. 'Cause my son sleeps through the night, so it's not like he really has to do anything if he's already, you know, here. He's like, I don't care to keep an ear open if something happens. So I'll just, you know, go out and sing karaoke or do something because I really like karaoke. I'm not good at singing. Not good at singing at all, but I still like to do it. Especially, you know, if you're drinking a couple beers, I sound so much better. So.
I'm telling you, you might as well just go up for stand-up then after this then, right? No.
They do stand-up comedy at CYO.
Do they?
Yeah, every so often I hear about it. I'm like, man, maybe I should try it. I don't know. It'd be hard to kind of write a skit, though.
No, it's not.
Although, I feel like my first, like, I was telling my table one night, just about something like what that would be a stand-up thing that I would do, and they were laughing so hard. And it's like, but I'm so dirty-minded. Like, you know what I mean?
But that's the thing that I've heard.
It's so funny, but I'm so dirty-minded. I'm so perverted.
Like
I swear I should have been a dude. Like,
you think you should have been a dude?
I should have been a guy, man. Like, I have that man mentality. Like, I think like a man. It's strange. I'm not girly, you know? I'm not girly at all. Like, I just recently, so I had an ex-boyfriend that was telling me, I make myself sound like I've been with so many people. Like, no, I just had, like, you know, a few ex-boyfriends, but...
Steve Harvey, act like a lady, think like a man.
Pretty much.
Man, sold us out.
I had an ex-boyfriend that told me if I didn't start wearing makeup and doing my hair and dressing nicer, he's going to leave me.
Really?
And I'll tell you what, I started dressing nicer, doing my hair, doing makeup, and now it's kind of just a habit. So, now, like, I have more heels than I do anything.
Really?
Yeah. And, and at the time, it really upset me that they would threaten me like that, But, now, I guess, looking at it, I appreciate them because I'm taking better care of myself. And I hold myself higher. I always tell people, if you feel like you're having a shitty day, go do your hair, go do your makeup, go do your nails, take a hot bath, drink a bottle of wine, not just a glass, drink the whole damn bottle, girlfriend. Go for it.
The whole bottle.
But, do that. Take care of yourself and hold yourself up. Sometimes you have to be your own shoulder to lean on. You can't rely on everybody.
Exactly.
So, and I say dress up and do that because people are going to give you more compliments. And when you get compliments, do you not feel better about yourself?
Oh, gosh.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love when people are like, Whitney, your eyebrows look good today. Thanks, man. Makes me feel good.
Or just telling someone good morning. Or like, hey, how you doing?
Or like, your outfit's really cute. Or, man, I really love those shoes. Where'd you get them? That makes me feel good because it's like, I feel presentable. I feel like, I take over the world when I'm dressed nicer.
Everything high tops, though. Yeah. Everything high tops.
Oh, yeah. I got a pair of high tops.
Like, tell you, like, people go, like, I was in a wedding earlier this year. They said, so we're doing Converses. Do you want low top or high top?
High top. High top. What kind of question is that? It better be a high top. First off, high tops make my legs look way better. They don't look like little chicken legs. Like, they look a little fuller.
Like I said, like everything high top. I don't know why that's even a question.
So weird, man. Like, I hate feet. I freaking hate feet, and I hate my feet. So it's like, I do not wear sandals. I don't wear flip-flops. Everything's closed-toed. That's like, look at my shoes right now. I'm wearing booties, You can't see my toes, and they look good.
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
And they make me taller, so.
You're like, yeah, none of this. But, like, these are all prime examples of escapism, and that's what's good. Like, because this podcast is about video games and how it influenced your life. So, focus a lot on video games, like how it can influence another person to do better stuff in life. Or, like, of course, it has some negativity and stuff, but that's our way of, like, getting away from the everyday world.
And it's like, a lot of people too, back to this book again, alcohol and drugs is not the way to make you feel better because you're still going to wake up with those same shitty problems. Don't get me wrong, like, drugs are all, fun and all until someone starts losing their life. I personally don't do drugs. I don't like it. I just made a video the other day about marijuana.
Really?
It was just a funny video that I posted on Snapchat, and, it's just like, so many people give me so much shit about not smoking weed. Like, that's just not me, There's nothing wrong with it. It's just my roommate. Hey, Matt. But I was like, there's nothing wrong with smoking pot. I don't, that's just not me. I don't like it. It makes me tired. I understand that it makes people relaxed and whatnot and helps them function. But I'm already tired,
Yeah.
I do not need to be more tired, and then also, threw in there, like, my mom always told me that it was the devil's lettuce and I'm a Jesus-praising girl, so that's, that was, like, my little joke about the whole marijuana video, so, it's like I try and take things and just be funny with it. But.
I have no problem with marijuana. I've never personally do it, but, like, up in college, I see it. Like, I see everything that was going on, like, people selling and stuff, like, man, they try to do it for, like, this much. Oh, snap. What do you got?
He got some snack cakes, man. He's trying to...
You got snack cakes.
You been smoking, bruh? You got those munchies?
You could like, give me one, right?
Do you want one? There's plenty. There's plenty.
Snack cakes being passed
I know.
around.
I mean, look at this right here. This is my secret box that he knows about, and it's full of snack cakes. Y'all, I eat snack cakes in my sleep. And I'm serious. I wake up in the morning and there's like snack cakes, like wrappers beside my bed, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't remember eating this. I'm like one of those kind of people. Yeah. I get that from my mom though. My mom used to eat like M&M's. Oh my god, here's a funny story. So
funny story.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Easter. You know, Easter Bunny was coming. I was younger, obviously. So the Easter Bunny was coming. I woke up so excited because, Easter for me was like, I also had clothes and, Easter time is my favorite candy. So I love Cadbury eggs. That's my favorite. But I woke up and by God, the frickin' head of the rabbit had been eaten off. My mom ate the head of my chocolate rabbit in her sleep. And for years, I thought the Easter Bunny hated me. You know what I'm saying? I thought it's like Santa giving me coal. Like, bitch, I'm going to eat this head. You've been bad.
Yeah.
I thought I did something wrong. But no, finally my mom confessed and said that she ate it in her sleep.
Really?
Yep.
Dang. I would be like, just so you know, it's the Easter Beagle, not the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown reference.
What? Was it the Easter what?
Beagle.
The Easter Beagle?
Yeah, Easter Beagle.
The Great Pumpkin is coming.
Well, it's October now, so are you do you get into the holiday spirit?
I'm not a big holiday person.
Really?
I think the reason why I'm not a big holiday person is because I grew up in a split family.
Oh,
so it's like, it was always just fights and arguments, and it's just like, God, this sucks. And now that I'm older, I'm totally the black sheep of my family,
You feel it, or do you just know?
Oh, I feel it and I know it. And I'm told it. I mean, one of my grandmothers throws holy water on me, I guess trying to get the evil out of me, but it's not going to work, Grandma. Sorry.
But,
she's like, may the power of Christ compel you. Grandma, stop, that burns.
But the thing is, though, you've overcome so much. How can one still call you a black sheep?
I'm not married. I'm single. I have a child out of wedlock. I'm covered in tattoos.
Nice tattoos, by the way.
Yeah, but it's like I'm covered in tattoos, and I have piercings. They don't think that that's cool. They're all like, your body's a temple, and I'm like, yeah, let me decorate my walls then. Like, this is boring. Like, I'm really white. I'm really, really white. Let me, make it look like I'm a little tan with these tattoos. Like, then you can't see how white I am. Yeah. I'm so pasty. Oh, my God. My best friend calls me Casper all the time, and I'm like, you know what? I embrace it. At least my color sticks into my skin real well.
And, that's the thing. Even my mom, she's better about it now. She loves it more. She goes, oh, you just play video games, and you do this. You don't do much. I'm like, I'm a nerd. I love it.
Yeah. See, my parents think that I'm rebelling by getting tattoos, and I just don't think that they realize, hey, man, that's just me. That's just who I am.
How is getting tattoos rebelling, though? I've always wanted to know that.
I don't know. Because I can understand maybe, oh, my dad is an ass. I'm going to go get this tattoo that lasts forever. That's stupid to me.
Yes.
If I'm going to get something on me that's forever, I want it to be something that I want. And tattoos don't have to mean anything. You just get it because you like it.
Yeah.
I have a chest piece, and it doesn't really mean anything at all. It has my son's birthstone on it, though. My arm, yes, my arm is very meaningful to me. My whole sleeve is it's heaven, earth, and hell. And
can you see?
Yeah. So.
Yay, nay.
Do what?
Can I see it?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So it's heaven, earth, and hell. And I've got it. I got it because I was going through shit, man.
Damn.
Just kind of I needed that. I needed a constant reminder to be known, hey man, Satan's going to try and pull you down. God's pulling you back up, though. Like I said, I am a religious person. That doesn't mean I go to church every Sunday, though. Sometimes I'm tired. I don't want to go. Just because I don't go to church doesn't mean that I'm not a holy person, so.
Exactly. I agree with that to the 10.
Yeah. And it's so when I'm not finished with my sleeve, I still got to color the top of it and add the quote to it. But the quote's going to say you've got to walk through hell to get to heaven. So that's another thing with this book. You know, you got to walk through hell. You go through all this shit, you've still got to walk through hell. You've got to walk through hell. You've got to walk through hell. You got to walk through hell. And sometimes hell just feels like it's never going to come. You know,
yes.
Feels like you're just constantly stuck in hell. You know, all the time.
It's like you never catch a good break or stuff like
it's
that.
It's like one thing happens, 10 things happen. But you've got to keep going. You've got to keep going forward. You've got to keep pushing.
Like, even my grandma, like, we had to focus on her for a while because, like, her dad passed away. Mm-hmm. And then my granddad passed away, like, 4 months after that. So it was like she's even admitted to me, like, she was on the verge of committing suicide herself.
Yeah.
So it's like...
You know, it's crazy. And, you know, in my sociology class, we were talking about basically people die of a broken heart. That's why, like, elderly couples that have been married for so long, they normally die really close together in time. They die of a broken heart. Basically is what it is.
I mean, I can understand it, though, and especially for her to lose her dad, too. Mm-hmm. It's like, dang, like...
It's hard. You've lost both men that, you know, mean most to you in your whole life.
It's like, dang, like, I don't think I could ever picture myself doing that.
Right.
But I technically did, because I lost my granddad and my great-grandfather at the same step-grandfather at the same time. So it's like, ooh. But, like, we were talking about your cats, and, like, there's some churches that are really strict.
Mm-hmm. They don't like tattoos.
But, like, no, like, they're so strict. Like, I went to this church. So strict that you're not allowed to watch football on Sunday. Like,
bye.
I gotta go. But
go Bengals.
but it's okay to get a tattoo. I'm like, wait, you guys aren't making any sense to me right now.
Right.
I don't understand what's going on. But yeah, over here Snapchat.
I love Snapchat, man.
You got a Snapchat, and speaking of Snapchat, like, someone said, Harry, you need to get back on your Snapchat. I'm like, nah, I just don't use it. Like, it's just not in my life whatsoever, guys. Like, I was talking to a girl, and, like, she started sending me a bunch of Snapchats. I had to message her and go, like, well, I don't use this a lot. So, I was like, so quit sending me Snapchat.
I have Snapchat all the time. Like,
what?
Literally, you know,
what's the addiction?
Facebook. I think it's just like, for one, I love the filters. You know, and my favorite filter is the one that makes your mouth real big. But that's where I can just be funny. You know, I don't have any family on there, so I can just drop the F-bomb if I want to, or I can be like, say whatever I want, because I can, you know, I only have like a small amount of people.
Small amount of people that
follow. A small amount of people on Snapchat, and it's all of my friends. You know, I know everybody on my Snapchat, so it's like I use it. You know, mainly it's me singing, like not really singing, but lip syncing, really funny videos. It's, you know, me ranting about something or my road rage. It's really bad.
No, what are your rants normally about? Just like something like...
It all depends. Like tonight, like, it wasn't really a rant. It was more like, I can't wait until I'm financially stable, because I want to foster kids, and I can't foster kids until, you know, you have to have a certain amount of income and, you know, things like that. But I want to foster kids, like, so bad. And I think you have to be married. I don't think that you can do it being single.
You have to be married? Like,
or
that's...
at least I think that there might have to be a partner involved. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's something I probably need to look at, but...
I'll Google it for you right now. But,
yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, I really just want to foster children. I love kids. And to me, bringing a kid in my home that's had a rough life, it's worth it, you know, because I had a rough life.
Married to be a foster parent?
Yeah.
Whew. You must be at least 21 years old to become a foster parent and at least 18 years old to adopt a child. So.
But I think that there is a certain, like...
Qualifications
too, because they're not just going to let anybody... Like, I don't think that if you're on, government assistance, I don't think that they're going to let you foster children.
Government, you know? Yeah.
I think you have to have, like, a certain amount of income, too. I do know that they pay you to foster, though.
Yes.
And that's the thing, like, it's not that I want the money from that. I want to give a child love that they've not had.
I think like when I was working at fast food, like someone told me like a story, like about how these couple were like one girl like his wife got raped, so they had a bunch of kids together, and like they start fostering. The guy started making a bunch of money, but like if you were to go to their house, you would never realize that like it doesn't like they don't believe in materialistic things to like go with their accomplishments and their overcoming things. It's like they live a simple life, but they can be luxurious if they wanted to. Watch it.
Thanks.
but it doesn't say that whatsoever according to the facts.
All right, so yeah,
So it says you can be married, single, divorced, widowed, or be a co-parent.
Okay, so I understand. Then I can still do it. I just know that I have to have better income.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would absolutely love to foster a child.
You can do it then.
I know.
Let's say make that part of your 5-year plan.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely could see myself in 5 years fostering a child because I will graduate in about 2.5. Even though I graduate this December, I'm furthering, my education. So it's going to be another 2 years before I graduate with that degree. And then I don't know if I'm going to do my master's or not. I'm just so tired of school.
Go.
It's like, because the career that I'm going into does not require a master's.
What's the career you're going into?
I want to do liquor sales rep.
Ooh.
So really more with like beer, So,
I can see you go business administration a little bit.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm doing. It's like a business administration with the focus of marketing. But I only need a bachelor's degree for it.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not like I really need the master's, but school's just so expensive.
It is.
It's so expensive, and I don't want to be in any more student loans than I'm already in.
I'm in there with you right
so
now.
It's like I would rather just if I don't need my master's. If it comes to a point where I did need it, then I'd go back. But if I don't need it, and I can make depending on where I'm at, probably here where we're at, I can make maybe 60 to 80 a year.
Really?
But if I went somewhere like Lexington, Cincinnati, it'd be 100, 200 a year. Yeah.
So, I didn't know like how hard the liquor industry is. Then, like, is it really tough to get into, or is it?
I don't necessarily think that it's so tough to get into. I think it's more just knowing people,
connections, networking.
It's like being a bartender for so long.
Yeah, I remember you were a bartender.
Yeah, I really got a lot of connections with that to kind of help me.
Actually, what's funny is that one of my good friends was going to graduate college and become a bartender. I'm like, wait, why? Why do it that way and not just is it relatively easy to get your bartender license?
Yeah, that's easy. Like it's like literally all it in a lot of places like Buffalo Wild Wings, for example. If you work for them, they pay you for your license. So all it is like a test that you take. It's like a serve safe thing. So, and then if you pass it, you get your license. Or you can go and you can go sit in a class for like 8 hours and then take a test, and that's it.
What'd you do?
I did both.
Oh, so you did both.
Yeah, I did both. So I have sat in the class, and it's so boring. It's all common sense. Like, what does BAC mean? Blood alcohol content. And it's stuff like that that's on the test. So it's not too bad. Really, the hardest part about bartending is just remembering all the recipes.
I was wondering, knowledge,
Yeah, but you make them so often that it's just stuck. You can literally name, majority of your drinks, and I can pop off with what's in it.
Oh, really? That's cool.
It's like a bong water has, a lot of alcohol in it. It's like Captain Morgan, Malibu, Amaretto, Southern Comfort, Peach Schnapps, Blue Caraca, Razzmatazz, Sweet and Sour, Sprite. So there's like a lot of stuff, but
That
Yeah.
I was like I said, maybe I should try. Like
I hate the hours. You know, and I still actually bartend. I keep my license renewed always.
Oh,
you know?
so you still bartend?
Yeah, I bartend on the side sometimes, like weddings and stuff like that. So.
Now weddings, now that should be fun.
Yeah, I worked this one wedding and it was really fun because I had to drink while I was there. So it was kind of like, hey, what's up? I'm drunk. Here's a beer.
Yeah, oh no, here you go.
Yeah.
But like I said, like you're pretty outgoing.
Yeah, I am outgoing. I've always been pretty outgoing. Though.
Yeah, because like we're just talking about off air. You talk about this dance, like. Stefan was on the podcast already, and like he's like, yeah,
and I see him out all the time too. His dance career is awesome.
I mean, so what in your experience makes you love dancing so much?
Well, I'm not a good dancer.
You said you're not?
No, I'm not a good dancer at all. But I like to just enjoy myself, and if dancing stupidly at that makes me have fun, then I'm gonna do it.
Exactly.
You know, I don't care to make a fool of myself. You know, I don't get embarrassed.
I don't
because I make, you know, I get like anytime of like embarrassing situation, like I kind of turn it around into like a joke, and I'm like, my life sucks.
Yeah, like look.
Yeah.
Like some people just go like, I can't do that. I don't see how you can just be in the mall or something, and the song comes on, and you just start dancing. Like it just happens.
I could totally do it. I do it all the time. Like, I saw this meme on the internet not too long ago, and it was like they were at McDonald's and they called out the number 369, and the person yelled out, "Damn, she fine!" And he said no one did anything. He said, "I'm so tired of the society we live in today." Like, I swear to God, if I was in the McDonald's, I'd be like, "Talk it to me one more time."
I could do that.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like that's
like every time. It's
like every time. Like how do you feel about the music right now?
It sucks. Oh my God, this music sucks. I can't understand anything they're saying.
Really, just like nothing.
Like
I think because like
I feel like it's all the same shit. Like, I'm sorry, but like the Cash Me Outside girl is now a rapper.
Yeah,
her music is shit.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. And how old is she? 14?
14? And
she's talking about drugs, like dealing drugs and doing this. And I'm like, you are 14. You need an education, bitch. I can't even understand what you're saying.
Not only that, but it's like hurting.
It makes other 14-year-olds think that that's okay. It's not. It's not okay. Drugs are not okay. Like, that is not okay.
Oh, not even that. Also, like I said, it hurts what hip hop stands for in general. It's like,
I mean, like we were talking about earlier, like kids nowadays are not even gonna know who Lil Jon and the East Side Boys are, or who the Yin Yang Twins are, and that's sad.
Well, they'll know who Usher is, but they'll know new Usher, not
right, See, there's another example. I made a video of that, and I was like, "Hey, Whitney, do you want to crack a cold one with the girls?" And that song came on. I just turned it up real loud, and he was going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." Hell yeah, I want to crack a cold one open with the girls.
Like, so you like do that too, like where a song fits the situation. Yeah. One time in college we did that too. Like we do it all the time. It's like a guy said, like, "Man, you're really feeling this girl right now, aren't you?" Like, hey, Perry. You know, so I was like, I looked down, I said, "I got my eyes on you." He's like, "Exactly."
Yeah, I always do something. I'm at work and someone says something, I always make like a music reference. I'm really big like into music, so.
What are you listening to right now then?
I listen to literally everything. Like I'm not even kidding you. Like, I mean, from like trap music to screamo to Christian music to like everything. Like I literally listen to everything. I'm not big on I'm not as big on trap music. Like I am a huge Eminem fan. You know, most girls that are my age when they were younger was all about the Backstreet Boys and singing 98 Degrees. No, I was a Marshall Mathers. Like I had the poster of him on my door.
Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah, like he was my first love. Still is. He carries a special place in my heart.
I was just singing of course football is on right now, but I started singing Carrie Underwood's something's wrong, something's bad. I was like, why am I singing Carrie Underwood right now? I love me some Carrie Underwood.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
I said like country music good, but like people go
I like country.
Like some people say like country music now is different.
Yeah, see, and I like the country music now, and I like the country music back then too. You know, I really like, my thing is I listen to lyrics. Listen to the lyrics. That's why I like Eminem so much. Eminem is real. He's raw. It's his life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like a lot of the things that he's gone through, I feel like I can relate. And that's what pushed me in my childhood. He was a big influence for me. He, you know, I would be upset or something bad would happen. I'd sit in my room with my headphones on and I'd listen to Eminem.
Like I said, same thing from, like I said, I guess I can give you 5 that in college, because that's when everything hit, kind of. Jay-Z. That's when I first started listening to Jay-Z, like really. Kanye.
I mean, well, Jay-Z's had like a real rough life too. I mean,
yeah, like you don't even think about it.
Yeah,
like,
I did not know how rough his life was until I watched the movie.
What movie?
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
Oh, Jay-Z was in that movie? You're talking about Eazy-E.
No, I think Jay-Z was in there too. Like part of it. Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
I've never seen it all the way through, but
I think so.
Was in the NWA movie, right? Wow, I didn't know.
I feel like he was. I don't know. Let's Google that.
Yeah, I'll Google that, but I don't remember.
I feel like he was. Who was the main character?
Eazy-E?
Besides him, there was another one that...
Ice Cube?
No, not
Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre, that's who I'm thinking of. What the fuck?
I'm saying, like...
Why am I confusing those two? Wow.
Because they've been along...
I'm an idiot.
They've been around for so long and still relevant, which is good. Like, if you look at hip-hop or, like, anything that you do, it's like, well, what happened to this person?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, these people are still relevant and it's good and they're still making good music. But, like, Jay-Z, Kanye, Eminem, J. Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole's pretty good.
And John Mayer. John Mayer's a loophole for some reason.
There's this one song that really, I still listen to it whenever I'm going through a rough time, and it's by Busta Rhymes. No, sorry. Twista. Yep, Twista and Faith Evans. It's called Hope. And just listening to those lyrics make me feel like my problems are not as big as the problems in this song. So it's like it talks about like people losing, their family, being in jail, can't see them, military, things like that. And there's just a lot of things like that. I love some of the lyrics in that. It's like one of the lyrics is, "I wish we could see I wish we could see the world through the eyes of Stevie Wonder." Like to me, that's cool,
Yeah, because like he can't see it; it's complete darkness,
exactly.
And that's like
so it's like to me that spoke, And then they were saying something. Every time we look at CNN, there's always something bad on the news. Like that's right. Like that, he's exactly right about that, and it's only getting worse. And that's why I deleted Facebook. I was like, I can't take seeing this shit anymore. I cannot see something negative anymore. It's gonna drive me nuts.
I mean, like, I think today was like the first post that I posted in like maybe a couple weeks, like an actual post, because like how you got the friendship thing or whatnot on Facebook, like you see how long you've been friends with somebody. I'm talking about like where you've been friends with somebody. I'm like, I think that's the only thing I've been doing like for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. I haven't posted anything on there because I'm more on Twitter now. Because just what it feels better for me to be. Like, I can tweet at people, go, hey, podcasting tonight, do this, or stuff like that. But today was, like, my first actual post where I said, fuck the Patriots because my Panthers beat them. That's the first actual post that I posted in forever. But it's like, I don't watch TV as much anymore either. Like, you're over here watching Netflix more than, I guess, your actual TV.
Yeah, I don't even actually have cable. I just have internet, so I just Netflix. And really, it's more for background noise because I don't really. I mean, there's some they're like Orange is the New Black. Love it,
you're Orange is the New Black.
One of those girls, love it. And Wentworth, love that one too. But I mean, there's certain shows like I'll get into, but it's like I can't power watch it. I don't have enough time, so it takes me a little longer to watch things.
Well, there's nothing wrong. Like, you got a kid, you're doing the school, you got work to do. Like, things are happening for a reason, and it's good.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, do you watch scary stuff? What? Really?
I don't think that I could even go through a haunted house. I feel like I might punch them. Like my first reaction when someone jumps out is to like scream and punch.
That's funny though.
Like that, like I so bad. Like there's certain places like today. Oh my god! I was on the phone with my best friend. And I was walking down the street because I went out last night, and I was drinking. So I don't drink and drive at all.
Oh, no.
At all.
I kick your ass myself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't drink and drive at all. Like, even if I'm going to have one beer, I'm not driving. I'm leaving my car.
Mm-hmm.
But I had left my car at my parents' house, and luckily they only live like a block away, so I could, just walk there. So I went to walk there to go get it. And I hear a honk, and I turn around, and this motherfucker's wearing a clown mask. And I'm on the phone with my friend, and I'm like, bitch, I think I pooped. I'm so scared. I was like, but I don't want to show them emotion, so I just gave them a peace sign. Like, I just threw up the deuce. Like,
I'm talking about deuces. Check
it. I have a deuce in my pants. Like,
Deuce in my pants.
Oh, God. Like, it scared me. I froze. I'm terrified of clowns, too, so it's like, talking about it now, I'm just like, what a crap. It's scary.
So did you know?
Scary.
So I'm guessing you have a thing with clowns that you don't like. Yeah. You don't like clowns.
I really want to go see it though. I do want to see it because I'm really trying to push myself out of my comfort zone with a lot of things. The way I dress, like my music. I'm pushing myself to write. That's out of my comfort zone. And I don't want people knowing my personal life, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I need to do it.
I think you remember Brittany Young.
Maybe that name sounds familiar.
You know the Youngs, Brandy, Brittany.
Yeah. Okay.
Brittany, she said, she's been on podcasts and she's into Twitch now. She does cosplay. She said, "Well, I used to be not like this, but now I am like this because it's like." I can do this now. Yeah. Like, the same with you. Like, you see it, like, dang. Like, you got to, stepping outside of your comfort zone
so
is
it's like
really...
I want to face my fears, whether it be an actual fear or it just be life. So it's like, I might piss my pants walking through a haunted house, but by God, at least I did it. At least I faced my fear.
I mean, I remember when I didn't want to ride a roller coaster, and all of a sudden when I did, I was like, that was really fun.
Yeah, I used to be terrified of roller coasters, and now I'm an adrenaline junkie. Like, me and my friends drove 8 hours to go to Cedar Point just to ride roller coasters for a day.
Cedar Point? Okay,
yep.
Dang.
Yeah, they've got some of the best roller coasters.
So do you go camping then?
Yeah, I camped out last night.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Some people don't like to camp. They're like, it's this and that. I'm like, yeah, but...
I like it. I like being outside, so...
Some people say, you want to go on a trip by yourself and, go out camping and, get away for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It,
I would totally do it.
It, clears your mind. And, you said, you probably won't talk at all. So when you first talk, you probably won't remember how to talk.
Yeah.
Because you've been away.
That's hilarious. That'd be funny. See, if I didn't have a child, I would probably travel. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I don't want my child. I love my child. But having a child limits things for me.
It does. And dating and
dating, it limits, school even. I can't go away to school.
You can't what?
I can't go away to school.
Oh, yeah, you can't go away to school.
So it's a little difficult, but it's worth it in the long run. So I can't just go camp by myself. I'd love to because I'd actually probably be able to pee by myself. You know what I mean?
That's probably what you're just waiting for. I'm just ready to be able to pee by myself.
Yes. I'm really ready to not change a diaper anymore. We're in the potty training stage, so.
Now, if there was a book that I would recommend for anybody reading, including yourself, it just came out. It's called Significant Zero. It's about how this guy graduated from college, 2.4 GPA, was supposed to be doing something else, but it didn't work out. So he told his people what his family members was everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be a writer, and like things weren't going too well at first. Like wasn't going too well in the sense of like he wanted everything he wants to do. Is there a cat?
There's a cat. She's scratching at the door. She's like,
that's funny, cat burglar. But like what happened was he was at a bar actually, and they said, "Well, do you want to work for this company?" And, like it's like a gaming industry, and he's like, "I don't know." And all of a sudden, like he went to the interview, and they offered him the job, and he didn't know much about video games. Like he dressed up in a suit and tie and shit, and they said, well, take that shit off. That's not how the gaming industry is. Pretty much what they are like you got tats, you got this, like they're more like this. So you're like, okay, let's do this then. And all of a sudden what happened was like he texted somebody, he was like, so how's the movie script going? He said, well, it's going good. Bring weed so we can talk more about it. He said, I think the gaming industry's for me instead. And it just talks about how he was able to overcome everything that was going on in his life.
For sure.
He said he was looking for a better him, like a new him, but it never happens. It's more of a like you just grow, and like
that's exactly what I want to do with this book is taking the things that I've gone through and growing from it.
So far, like I said, I'm seeing maybe a 1.0 of that growing, or maybe a 2.0. I don't know.
I feel like that there's just more to even happen too. Like there's more shit that's gonna happen in my life. So
you gotta just overcome it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. And like I said, it's like I'm really good about keeping a positive mind on things. I'm very mellow, very chill person, so I don't really let a lot of things bother me. So it's like, and I don't, I'm not on medications. I don't do anything like that. I don't like medications. I feel like it just makes me not me.
Yeah. Like I have a headache, I'm not gonna take ibuprofen.
I'll do that because I can't stand a headache. But like antidepressants and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna think that this book's really depressing. I don't want it to be depressing. I want it to be just a key to somebody.
Well,
if I can save one life, that's all. Then it's worth it.
Well, there's one book there like where I can't even like we watched it in school. Afterward, like I think I had my head down the whole time because I couldn't watch it, and that was Anne Frank's diary. Yeah, I couldn't watch it.
I absolutely love the Holocaust. Like learning about it, reading about it. I don't know why. I think I'm infatuated with it.
Really?
And like I hate everything that happened with that, but I love learning about it. It's just so crazy that happened. And I feel there's this one a book that I read. It was called Left to Tell, and it was about the Rwandan Holocaust. Couldn't really even finish the book because it was so vivid. I would catch myself crying. And I'm like, this is crazy, but I love this. It's like I love learning about stuff that hits my feelings. Mm-hmm. It makes me feel like I'm there.
And like you were talking about how like you want to see it to overcome your fears. Mm-hmm. That like I was like listening to the audio version for the first time before because I want to listen to it or read it before the movie came out. It is really psychotic about how big that book is. It's like, huh? Like there's a lot more in here than what people think, and like think it's just about the clown. Yeah. No, it's not about the clown. Like Stephen King put some stuff into this book that you guys aren't.
Right. Yeah, Stephen King is a fucked up person. Man, he's a genius.
I mean, like, and like for school, there's a book called, have you heard of it? It's called Horn. It's on Netflix, actually, the movie. It's called Horns, but like, we had to read it, and like, we're like, okay, this is really good. Joe Hill's a real person, like, good author, yada, yada, yada. Turns out he's Stephen King's son, and all of a sudden, like, the dots just connect, like, oh, no. Like, the dots just connect. Yeah. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Not really, like, because we've just gone back and forth. Yeah. So this is, episode 23 on your podcast. What other ones have you had on here? I mean, I know you had Stefan on here. Like, what other, like, topics have you done?
Well,
I know you said mainly video games.
Yes.
So have you done anything like it, or is this like your first podcast, like not about video games?
No, Stefan's was the first.
So what other ones have you had? So Stefan's was the first about not video games?
Yes.
Okay.
And you will actually be the last, probably.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. No offense, but like, I am really trying to get into the video game industry, so it's like, I've got to focus more towards that way, so it's like.
You could have two different podcasts, you know, you could have one for video games and you could have one where you just come and just talk shit, you know, like.
Well, we'll be talking shit still, just like.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, just like random topics.
Oh yeah,
you
this
know
is
what I'm
like.
saying? Like, how do you like your cereal? What's the milk ratio?
I mean,
what's the right milk ratio of cereal? You know, just random things like that.
We'll probably have that too, and
Yeah.
it's just more about video games and like how everything's happening. Because like this is like, you know how like fall time is like everything that you want to watch or see comes out in the fall period.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much how video games are too. So it's like we're about to hit that stride of like everything.
My roommate's real big into video games.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What's he have?
I have no clue because I'm not a video game person.
You don't know what he has?
No. I know. I know it's a PlayStation.
It's a PlayStation?
But I don't know what games he plays. Like, I'm a Mario person, you know?
So Nintendo.
Like, yeah,
something
so
that,
I don't
something,
really know much about video
see,
games.
but no, that's the thing though. Everyone's first video game was Nintendo. So it's like, just to see us grow from that, it's good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's what it is just like we're just gonna focus more. I'm gonna focus more that way because it makes sense. Granted, like you like comic books, you're a nerdy kind of comic book girl. Like, who's your favorite comic book character?
See, I didn't really read comic books, but don't get me wrong. Like, I love Marvel. Like,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
You see me wearing a Spider-Man shirt.
Spider-Man was my favorite. I mean, do you remember in high school, like, I had a Spider-Man backpack?
Yes.
Even in college,
Yes.
I carried a Spider-Man backpack. Like, that was, like, I love Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is the most relatable character out of everybody, though.
I just feel like everyone's always like, why is Spider-Man, like, he doesn't even have real powers. And I'm like, well, he does. And he only has one weakness, and that's a female, and that's every man's problem. So
yeah, I can't lie about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm crooked.
Yeah. But no, I really, like, I'm a big superhero fan, you know? So I like superhero movies and things like that. And so I like all that. I don't really read comic books, though.
No, I mean, I meant that.
Yeah.
In that sense, like movies, too. Like,
but I just, like, you know, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't read a lot of books very much anymore. I will once probably school's done, you know, because right now I take all my free time and put it to school for the most part. Sometimes I enjoy myself. So
you got to sometimes. Like, you can't just. Your mom, and then maybe we like next time we come around, you come over and see that you have some material for stand up.
Yeah.
Can you crack a joke right now, or no? Can you make a joke?
So. I don't know. I did text somebody earlier and I asked them if they were a cat, and I said, "Because I feel a connection between us," and he said, "Oh my God, don't ever talk to me again." I just commented back with meow, you know.
What?
Yeah. Just random. Like,
and what's crazy is like, cause like I listened to a lot of Joe Rogan. He said like the one thing like, so what do you do? Like he said, I do a lot of this smoking right here. All I do is smoke. But like, he said you don't do that. So you can do a lot of drinking.
I know. See, I do drink, but I really don't drink as much as I used to, just because I have my son. So.
Granted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your favorite drinks?
Alcohol? Used to be Jaeger Bomb. Was my favorite.
That's my mom's.
Yeah. Now it's just, I mean, really, I've gotten a lot more into wine. I like wine and then beer. But I don't really, I mean, I don't like clear liquor, so I like dark liquor.
Okay.
So I'm a whiskey girl, bourbon girl.
You're a Southern girl. That's what that is.
Yep.
Because, like, you know, the Southern hospitality, when you start seeing the whiskey and bourbon coming around. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
No.
Where can we find you on the internet? You anywhere? Or are you just taking that?
Well, I'm on Instagram.
What is it?
It is Too Legit to Wit 91, I think. I gotta check.
She said too.
I know my Snapchat, which that one's really funny. That one is Too Legit to Wit 91. And that's TOOLEGIT and then TOWHIT. Maybe. I gotta look. I don't know.
She's like,
no, it's TOOLEGIT, the number 2 WIT, WHIT 91. And that's my Instagram and also my Snapchat.
I like people are like you talk about like we're just talking just back and forth.
Yeah.
You realize we've been just been talking for an hour and a half.
Really?
It doesn't even feel like it because
like
people don't get enough time to sit down and just have a conversation
right.
anymore. And this has been AWOI episode 23 with Whitney. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, and like you can find me on Twitter at Agent Platypus 23. Phineas and Ferb reference, of course.
Yeah, Phineas and Platypus.
Yeah.
I think we used to play that. Huh?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
If you liked it, please leave a review. Only rule I ask is that you share it with your friends.
Yeah.
You come on. Hey, just share it. Have fun. Helps the show out. Keeps the mics on.
Yeah.
And I'll be on Twitter, and this will be up on iTunes and YouTube and any of your podcast directories. And you all have a good night. See y'all.